G'day guys, and welcome to this Aussie English Classroom tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to take you through how to get the most out of the classroom, how to set your profile up, what the leaderboard is, and then I'll show you how to use the courses. So let's start with that. I'm going to assume that you have already enrolled if you're watching this video. So if you have enrolled, you should see that you're logged in. If you're not logged in, you'll need to enter your password and your username and then click log in. You can see the menu down below here. That's the same menu as is over here, but that's how you'll know you're logged in. You'll see your username and you will see your avatar. If you haven't set up your avatar, you can go to profile here, or you can go to my profile on the left hand side here, but you can click profile and that will show you your profile. If you would like to change your photo, your avatar photo, you can do so by clicking where the avatar should be, or the avatar that you've uploaded, where that is. Scroll down. You can either take a photo by clicking take a photo, or you can upload your own image. You can also change the cover photo here. So you'll see here that I have a kangaroo. You can change this to whatever you would like. You just click change cover image. That will load up. Scroll down and then you can upload your chosen cover image. On the side here, on the right hand side here, you will see the members. So the active members are those who are online right now. So you'll see 37 seconds ago I was active. You can message these members, you can chat to them. So I would really recommend getting in there and getting to know other active members. Message them. You can receive messages here using your message inbox. You can also receive notifications when you send or receive messages. You can add people as friends over here. You can join groups related to specific courses if you want to discuss that material specifically. And you can also go to the wall, which will allow you to post publicly messages to one another. So you can do that on the wall here and it'll show your activity as well. Okay, so that's the members section here. Remember, you've got newest members, active members, and popular members, so whoever's got the most friends. So get in there and beat me to the top of the popular one. It just seems that everyone has added me. We can go, if you need to change your subscription settings at any time, you just go to My Account down the bottom here, click My Account. You will just click, actually it won't show you. There should be a button here for you because I'm logged in and I obviously have the website. I don't have a subscription, but you will see pause if you would like to pause your subscription, or you will see resume if you would like to resume your subscription right here in this section. And if you choose to cancel it, you will see the button cancel that you can click as well. So that is how you edit your subscription, okay? Just here. And if you need to change your account details, you can do that at any time. For instance, if you need to change your first and last name, your email address, and you can also use the My Account section here to adjust anything like your username, your password. If your credit card is about to go expired, you can change the details in here under addresses. So the My Account section is where you will edit all of that stuff. Okay, on the side here, on the left hand side, you can obviously see your friends, your inbox where you've sent and received private messages. You'll get notifications down here. You can see your groups if you have joined any of the groups for the different courses. And then there's the leaderboard. And so the leaderboard is where you will see the people who have used the site the most and have earned badges and earned points. Okay, so try and get up on the leaderboard. That's a bit of motivation for you guys once you've signed up. After that, we should get over to the All Courses page where you guys can select the course that you would like to do. So you can either click All Courses and you will be taken to a page where you can see every single course, or you can do them by category. And so the expression courses are the weekly courses that are associated with the expression episodes from the Aussie English podcast. So these are the ones that come out on a weekly basis. The AE pronunciation course I have just started, and I'm adding to that a little bit every week. That is the Aussie English pronunciation. So if you want to work on your Australian accent and your Australian pronunciation and connected speech, click on the top there, AE pronunciation. I'm slowly starting to add to the grammar section as well, grammar in plain English. There's only one course there currently, but I'm building that. And then there's the interviews in depth course or section. And this is where you get access to all of the interviews on the podcast, the Australian interviews. But on top of that, you get access to a breakdown of the vocab from 5 to 10 minute excerpt from that interview, and then you can test your listening comprehension skills with a quiz for every single interview that is on there. So that is a really good way to practice your Aussie English accent comprehension. Anyway, let's go through. In fact, we'll just do it one by one. We'll start from the top. AE pronunciation. So far, my idea has been to just cover the vowels in Australian English as well as the consonants in Australian English. That is what I've uploaded so far. So originally, the vowels here were one of the exercises that would come out in every single expression course. But I have now put them all up so that you can do them all, or you can focus on specific vowels that you're having trouble with at any time. And so I would just recommend going through these one by one and find the ones that you find difficult and then practice those. But for instance, you would click on the topic here. It'll take you to that page focusing on that specific vowel. You can click the audio here and you can read the words that I'm saying and repeat them out loud, and you can see the English writing as well as the IPA, the International Phonetic Alphabet, on the right-hand side here. And so you'll also be learning the IPA for these vowels, at least in this case, as you go through these exercises. And so you can click on the side here too to go through to the next one and just work your way through this material and learn all of the Australian vowels. Once you're finished, obviously you can go down and then go to the next topic down here, the consonants, and it's the same thing currently. I have it set up in a similar way where you can do all the different consonants in Australian English. So I'm going to be adding to this as time goes by. I'm going to be putting in more and more complicated lessons with exercises, with quizzes. The idea will be to give you this weapon, this course that's designed to help you perfect your pronunciation. But that is just the first part of the Aussie English Classroom. So that's the pronunciation section. Then we have the expression courses. And this is the main part of the Aussie English Classroom. If you don't use anything else, if you're only going to use a small amount of the classroom or focus on a single set of courses, this is the primary one that I think you should focus on. So currently there are 12, 13 or so courses here for you to do for the expression courses. So you can click on any one of these to do any of them. I would just start wherever you decide. If you've just listened to the Like a Stun Mullet episode that came out only a few days ago, you can just start there. So for instance, we'll do that. Click on this one. So once you click on that, you will now see a little description of the course. You'll see how far through you are, and you'll see that I haven't even started it. Hence the button here, not started. You'll have a description here telling you what to do or what to expect. And then you'll have all the lessons for this course. So these are set out in the order that I would suggest that you do them, but you can do them in any order you would like, guys. Okay, so I'll take you through each of these lessons now. The listen and read lesson. Let's go through that one. So the listen and read lesson is, as it says, it's listen and read, or it's listening and reading. So you can click here on the player to play this episode as you scroll down and read. You can also control that by clicking here down the bottom. So this was a suggestion from one of the students so that you guys don't have to scroll back up to click pause. Okay, so you can click here and you can also control the speed. So I believe you can make it 2 times or half the speed, and these buttons here will skip it forward a minute or backwards 15 seconds. So if you miss something and you want to go back, just click the 15-second button here and it'll take you back 15 seconds, okay? So you would just start from the top, click play, and read as you listen. The blue text is the vocab that I have at the bottom of the lesson in the vocab glossary, and the red text is the Aussie slang words that I'm using. The slang terms that are either really specific to Australia or that are definitely informal slang terms in English, okay? So yeah, you would click play here and you would scroll through and read this episode as I am speaking, as I'm running through it. All the way down the bottom, once you're done, guys, you will see the vocab list. So this is where you can check your comprehension of some of these more difficult words. You can write these down. You can look these words up if you want to find example sentences. That's just so that you guys have a head start and you don't have to search all of the tough vocab from these lessons every time you come across a word that's pretty tough. This is the advanced language in the lesson. At the bottom here, you have the listening comprehension quiz for this episode. So more recently, I've reduced this to only 4 or 5 minutes, usually the Aussie fact. So I only use that part of the episode to test your listening comprehension. But in some of the previous ones, you could actually do the entire episode. But students were saying that was too much. 20 minutes of listening comprehension was too much. So you can start the quiz here, and then you would just click play up here and listen to the few minutes of the episode that you had just covered in the listen and read section, and you answer the questions as you listen. So all the questions are in order and you just answer them as you go. And you'll see here there's 25 questions. You go through the whole lot, get to the end, and you will get a mark out of 100%. You can complete this quiz 2 times. 2 times only, guys. So do it once, pay attention, and then try and beat your score one more time. But once you've done it twice, that's it. Okay, so that's the listening comprehension quiz. You can go over to the right-hand side here now, and you can click any of these other lessons that you want to do in any order again. But again, I would suggest doing that from top to bottom. So the next one is the phrasal verb exercise. So let's cover that. All right, so the phrasal verb exercise, guys. These exercises tend to be substitution exercises. So it's where I'm trying to get you to speak out loud and actively have to think and replace words in sentences. So in this example, I have an MP3 here that you would click play, and everything that you hear in this MP3 is going to be written below here, except for the answers to these sentences, okay? So it's going to run you through the exercise and what you need to do, and in this case, the phrasal verb exercise is to substitute in the phrasal verb to get rid of something for its synonyms, to turf something out, to chuck something out, etc., etc. And so at the bottom here, you've got 14 sentences that use different synonyms for to get rid of something. And you've got 10 seconds once you hear this sentence in the audio. You've got about 10 seconds to replace, for instance here, am turfing out something with getting rid of something. And they're in different tenses. So this is sort of to help you think on your feet and to be able to use these phrasal verbs when you're speaking English. So that's why I create these exercises like this. It won't always be a phrasal verb exercise, but it will be an exercise along these lines. So similar to this, where you have to substitute in a specific piece of English, a specific word, a specific phrase, in a sentence or in 14 sentences here for another synonym for that word, okay? And you'll see down the bottom here, even though it says unable to retrieve track data, it still works, okay? So if you want to click play down here, it'll still work. It's just that the site that I host these MP3s on hosts them privately, and it doesn't communicate with this player, but it will play, okay? So just click play there, and then you can go through this exercise. And remember, once you're done, guys, click the Mark Complete section here to show the course that you have completed this lesson, and it will say that you have gotten, the next 25% of the way through this lesson. All right, now let's get on to the connected speech section here, the next lesson. And you can also just click up here, next lesson or previous lesson, to navigate through these lessons. So we'll just click next lesson. All right, guys, so this is the connected speech exercise. Exercises in these courses aren't always going to be the same, and they may not be in the same order, but the connected speech exercise is one that I've been using quite a lot recently. This is a really good exercise if you guys are interested in speaking and linking words together and how words change their sound when spoken really quickly. So that's why I love the connected speech exercise. So this is similar to the phrasal verb exercise where you will have an audio file up the top here, which you can press play down the bottom here to also play it here. And all of the audio that you hear, the text is all written below, okay? So you can follow along after you've clicked play. So you'll hear everything that's written below. So for the connected speech one, in this case at least, you'll see here that I've broken down the pronunciation of parts of the listen and repeat exercise from the Aussie English expression episode on the podcast. And so in this case, we're practicing linking the word like to the word like, and then after that we're going through some consonant clusters. So this is where you've got some really complicated consonant sounds linked together, and we practice pronouncing those one after the other. So for instance, up here you've got looked like, and it's ktl all in a row, these three consonants. So that's what's happening here. So I take you through the very first part of the phrase like, and then looked like, as well as stunned mullet, and you've got ndm in there, ndmullet. And then after that, I go through the entire listen and repeat exercise slowly, and then I go through quickly. So basically, these connected speech exercises tend to cover the stuff from the listen and repeat exercise, whether I take you through all the different stuff that's happening in these example sentences, or whether I find a single aspect of connected speech in this sentence and I expand on it. Things like the dark L or the T flap. I might give you a whole heap of other exercises to help you perfect that. So that is the connected speech exercise. Now let's get on to the grammar exercise. All right, so the grammar exercise, I try and include some aspect of grammar in every single one of these expression episodes, guys, because I know a lot of you like practicing your grammar. More recently, we've been going through in depth how to use the past simple tense. So I'm currently working through a book that I have that goes through how to use every single tense, and I am putting up exercises that are associated with the tenses. But I'm doing this sequentially. So at the moment, we're going through the past simple tense. Sometimes this will have an audio exercise for you to listen to at the same time as read and then complete an exercise. Other times it will have a list of sort of explanations here with example sentences for you to read with everything highlighted. But there's usually a quiz at the bottom here, guys. So it's the same as the listening comprehension quiz. You would just click on that. Once you've read everything here and you have an idea of what I'm talking about, you click that quiz. And remember, you have 2 chances to do this quiz. So you would click Start Quiz, and then you go through and complete the quiz as it tells you to. So that's the grammar exercise, guys. Let's get on to the speaking challenge. So the speaking challenge exercise is a much more recent addition. Again, this comes from you guys in the Aussie English Classroom. You suggested this, and more recently, I have decided to focus in again on the stuff that you've just learned. So instead of practicing speaking about random things that aren't associated with this expression episode or this expression course, the speaking challenges tend to be tied in with the course itself. Whether they're going to cover things like the slang in the course, the phrasal verb exercise, the connected speech, the grammar, it'll be associated with it usually in one way or another. And so for this one, you'll see that I want you to use the expression that we went over, like a stunned mullet, as well as two Aussie slang terms, reno and ambo. That's optional though. So you'll read through the instructions here and you'll see that it says create a short video, 1 to 2 minutes, and create a story. Just with this expression, make it up. It could be a real one, can be a fake one, but use your English. You can record it, you can practice it on your own. I would suggest clicking on the group here. It's the easiest way to get to the Facebook group. If you haven't already been added to it, you can either click on it and then go to join, but let me know, okay? Send me an email at the aussieenglishpodcast@gmail.com to let me know that you have applied so that I know that you're in the classroom. Or you can message me on Facebook, but click here to go to the group. You'll see the group come up here. So once you're on the page, I want you to scroll down and you should find the most recent status that'll have the episode or the course name in it. So you'll see here AE 399, like a stunned mullet. I'll post a video doing the exercise as an example for you guys. And then I want you to go to the comments section and post your video in a comment below. Okay, so you should be able to just click attach photo, attach video, and then you can upload it. Probably better to do it on your phone because you'll be able to upload it straight away. But I want you to do it in the comments section here, guys. And you can check out everyone else's video when you get on here. And that's the whole point. That's the whole point. Practicing your spoken English. So that's the speaking challenge, guys. All right, let me just show you what else is here under the all courses section, guys, that I'm currently working on. So the grammar in plain English section, this is where I am going to try to link all of the grammar content that I do. I've only got one in here so far, and that is the singular they lesson here. So you can click on that and it will load up and you will see that it's an MP3. It's also a video on YouTube that you can watch, and you can also scroll down and listen to everything that I say in the lesson as I say it. So you guys can consume this however you'd like. You can watch the video with subtitles, you can listen to the audio, you can click the audio down here as well, and you can scroll down and consume it. Once you get to the bottom, there is also a quiz in this case. So you can click there to do the quiz, guys, and that will come up. So the quiz will be here, and then you just click start quiz and have at it. That's all you've got to do. You just go through and select the correct answer in each of these sentences. And then once you're done, you'll click complete. You'll get a score. And remember, you can only do this twice, guys. You get 2 chances. Okay, so that is the grammar section. The next section is the interviews in depth section, guys. So let's open that up. All right, let's go through the interviews in depth course, guys. So this accompanies each of these interview episodes on the podcast, and it's an in-depth look at a 5 to 10 minute section from those interviews. So let's click on the top one here and have a look how it's laid out. All right, so what you're going to see is that it introduces the interview. If you would like to read and listen to the full interview, you just have to click this button here to go and listen to it on the podcast. But the lesson includes a 5 to 10 minute excerpt from the full interview. And this is where you're going to have the transcript for that below. You'll have all of the interesting and more complicated vocab highlighted, and then you'll have a vocab glossary at the bottom here that explains every single highlighted piece of vocab, and it will give you an example sentence. And remember, down the bottom here, you can click play, and even if it says unable to retrieve track data, it'll still work. It's just that it's not showing the name. Okay, guys? And you can control the speed, so you can slow it down or speed it up. You can go back 15 seconds. You can go forward a minute. That's what that player is for at the bottom there. Once you've finished reading the entire transcript at the top there, as well as the vocab here to study the more complicated vocab, you can go right to the bottom and there is the listening comprehension exercise. So this is where you will complete a quiz that is asking you questions about what is being said in the interview. So you click on that and it should load up. Once that loads up, you'll have to click play here to start the interview excerpt again, and then click start quiz, and the questions will be asked in the order that they appear in this excerpt. And so you would just go through and complete these questions. You just click on them, next, click on the answer that you hear. And as a reminder, you only have 2 chances, guys. Remember, there are only 2 shots, so don't waste them. If you need more time, just listen to the podcast episode, listen to that excerpt a few times, read it a few times, and when you're ready, that is when you'll complete the quiz. Okay, so that's it, guys. And if you want to finish and go to another interview, they're just here on the side. Just click the next interview that you want to do, so 398, and it's the same setup here. So that's the interview section, guys.